All right, Zach, this is a rough one. First of all, I'm glad you got to go to the game, even though these weren't the results you wanted. Cowboys fans, cows lose, cows lose. We got a lot to talk about. Normally, we try to get to you guys right after the game. But Zach went to the game. He wanted to get home, get settled, get his thoughts together. I got notes. But I had thoughts if the Cowboys won. It was literally Dak and Pickens, but that was robbed from us when the Cowboys lost. So, Zach, how are you feeling about the game today, sir?
Pretty let down and tired because I've been going since about 9 o'clock this morning. And, thought the Cowboys were going to come away with a win. Then we get stuck in traffic on the way home after it ends like that. And now I'm here, bro. It's just, we got a lot to talk about. That's for sure.
These are tough to do at times, Zach. It's like, you want to let everything digest. The 1 o'clock is interesting, but we thank you guys for rocking with us and talking with us. After the 1 o'clock, you can kind of gather your thoughts. I even like this sweet spot of doing it at this point. But, Zach, I'll kind of give my thoughts. So the game started off about how I thought it would. You were able to get a stop on Carolina, force them to 3. You go down, you get 3. And it's like, okay, well, you're feeling good about yourself. Then you go up. When Dallas went up, Zach, I just knew. I'm like, well, okay, they're not gonna let the foolishness happen, right? They're not really gonna let Rico keep running the ball. They're not really gonna. And guess what happens, Zach? They really let Rico run and run and run. So in the first quarter, Carolina goes field goal, Dallas goes field goal. Second quarter, Dallas goes touchdown, Carolina goes touchdown, and we'll talk about some of these drives. Dallas answers right back, goes 17-10, touchdown. Carolina answers 17-13. The third quarter, I thought that was the one where you let them. That's when I just said, okay, these guys are playing with absolutely no heart. No heart. When they went down in the third quarter, it's like, okay, you go in and you're supposed to make a few adjustments. Man, they went on a 6-play drive in the third quarter. Zach, I'm like, is this fake? Like they're literally letting Rico run and run and run. And we'll talk about the linebacker play. We'll talk about the corner, the safety play, the whole 9. They go for a touchdown. So then Dallas answers again, Zach. In the third quarter, goes up 24-20. At this point, I'm thinking, man, you know what? Carolina's going to make a mistake. Bryce will turn the ball over. Something is going to happen. Nothing. Zach, nothing defensively. And the difference was one drive, I believe. Dallas wasn't able to the drive that they punted on where it was 2 screens, and Shotty talked about it. It was a play to Javonte Williams, which was like a design screen, and it was a check down. You didn't move the ball on that drive. Carolina got the ball with 6:07 left, Zach. 6:07. 6:07, Zach. Never gave you the ball back. There's a play that I want to talk about on that last drive. But overall, Zach, like just overall, everything I just said, man, what is your biggest takeaway? And then we'll go through the whole game.
I think after the game, I realized that every single one is going to be like this unless you can get in a situation like the Jets game. That was a blowout win where your defense can get a number of stops. Because when I was sitting there, I was actually talking to my wife, Jessica, and I was like, they were up 7. Dallas was up 17-10. And I'm like, okay, if they can get a stop on defense right here, this was before the field goal at the half. I was like, if they get a stop right here, this game could get out of hand and be in Dallas's favor. Kind of like the Jets game. It kind of felt like that. Like, if Dallas can get a stop right here and then get a score before half, it feels like this thing could really get away. But it doesn't, because the defense just allows them to eat away yards. And even though they just kicked a field goal on that drive, it was a 9-play, 3-minute and 19-second drive for 29 yards. They kicked the field goal 17-13. instead of you getting the ball back and having a chance. And Shoddy was trying to do some stuff on the sideline to make that happen. But it feels like every game is going to be like this, to where you're praying for a stop defensively and they're just not coming. And then the offense has to play so perfect down the stretch.
Yeah.
It's just not reasonable to expect them to do that. Like Dallas was, it was into half. Okay. And then the Panthers come out and score 4 plays, 80 yards. And then Dallas punts. Okay. Well, Dallas did get a stop defensively after that. And then Cowboys come back and score, but it doesn't feel like that happens very often. It feels like any time that the offense, that you're down and the offense doesn't score points, that you can go down even more in a play or two. And this game just felt like that. It's just a constant back and forth. You're begging for a defensive stop. And to not get at least the ball back with 6 minutes left, bro, punting. And I know the sequence of offensive plays, but that's kind of the point, is the offense shouldn't have to play perfect. You should be allowed to have those drives and be like, God, that sucked. Okay, defense, get a stop. And then, when you go into the locker room, there should be games to where your offense is like, man, we suck today. Thank you, defense, for winning us this game, and vice versa. There's no way that it's ever going to be that in 2025, it feels like, with where this defense is right now.
Yeah. And, it's funny because, Bobby Bootlegs just said, the defense did his job in the fourth quarter. Nah, man, it wasn't consistent enough. And I hear you with, they kind of got that one stop. But, bro, you're actually asking this offense to be perfect, mind you, without your best player on offense. Because CeeDee Lamb is your best player. I was so happy for Pickens. I was so happy for Dak. Those guys were rolling. And there's absolutely no way that you can think that in an NFL game that a team is going to be perfect. It's still the NFL. To be honest, I thought this was one of the best offensive performances because they took away what you have been doing well, and that's run the ball, Zach. Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass, that's why I kind of told people, don't get too hyped with those guys. And we'll talk about the same thing on defense, but some of these guys are backups for a reason. Some of these guys are truthfully backups for a reason. I was really happy, like I said, for George Pickens, and he played well, Zach. But going back, my overall takeaway is I think that the play caller on defense has been really bad, Zach, and I just do not think that you have good players. And the position that I watched and really wanted to pay attention to was linebacker. My gosh, Shamar James and Kenneth Murray just never ever made a tackle that was like a run stuff. It was literally Rico 6 yards down the field. Rico Dowdle. And I know he's a nice player, try hard, but bro, and honestly, their line really pushed your line around, but there were plays to be made. There were Kenneth Murray, no idea of how to fit. And Shamar James, more of what I saw last week of, yes, I was looking at the stat sheet. He had a lot of tackles. But the problem is, where are these tackles happening, Zach? And me and you talked about this before we went live. Donovan Wilson, for everybody who wants Donovan Wilson off the field, and there's a lot of people that want Donovan Wilson off the field. That's fine, Zach. I'm with that. Man, ladies and gentlemen, he is the only player making tackles on this defense, Zach. He is.
We were talking about that. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Donovan can't cover on the back end, but he is literally your best run defender. Your linebackers are not good enough. That's really the problem. Donovan Wilson can trigger downhill and actually help stop the run, but he's not good in coverage. So then you're kind of stuck in this weird, and that's why I want to blame Eberflus, because it is the best, it's the easiest thing to do and the easiest fix. Get a new DC in here, it might look different.
Yeah.
But also you start looking at this roster and you can just start poking holes in it everywhere. And you can say, okay, now I understand why they're doing this and playing this guy here. And dude, giving up. And I get why Cowboys fans are so upset too, because on TV, I'm sure it was even more frustrating.
Yeah.
15 plays, 71 yards to end the game. 15 15 plays, bro.
Zach, here on
insane.
Here on my notes, I wrote down, and I'm writing this down as the game going on, man. Early on, Rico's playing well. And again, we talk about Donald. People got to remember, Donovan Wilson had a big interception in this game. Literally contributed to one of your only stops. Osa, man, he did not play good. I wrote this down. I'm glad that I got to this. So what's happening with the defensive line is like, man, it's like you're asking Kenny Clark to do one tech, zero tech things. Well, she can do it, but he's probably more of a 3. And then with Osa, it's like he's knifing through gaps, Zach. He's not playing sound. And Carolina just took it to you up front with the scheme. And I would say for me, one of the things that has now become irritating is me listening to Shotty defend it. And like just the defense, and I know why he's doing it, but I'm just irritated. It's just like, well, hey, man, we have the players to do it. Or hey, Shotty, you've called out a lot of people. At a point, you got to call out either these players or your coach and say, man, we got to get something figured out now. Because what's happening is, and this is what I don't, want this. Oh, somebody was at the game with you, Zach. They said I was at the game. And I had to take the walks in. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat box. We see you guys. We're just trying to get to our point, and we'll answer any questions as well. We see the super chat. So thank you guys so much also for walking with us. Also, thank you, Sleeper, for sponsoring this show. Zach, what's happening is, and I know what Shotty's trying to do. Shotty's trying to make sure that this doesn't turn into a defense versus offense situation. But I think what's happening and what Shotty has to remember, Zach, and you know this, hey, Shotty, you're still the head coach. You're not just the offensive play caller. You're the head coach. So you are 100, 1,000, 200, 2,000% responsible for making sure that the defense plays well too. You're not just the head, the OC. You're the head man. So when this is going wrong, unfortunately, it's on you.
Yep.
Now, just because you don't run the defense, that doesn't mean that it doesn't fall under your umbrella.
Yeah. And it's going to get more and more irritating as the season goes on if he keeps, because eventually you can only do so many things inside the building until you get to a point, right, that maybe saying something in the media does help fix something, or making a drastic move. Rico Dowdle today had 30 carries for 183 yards. He didn't have a single run over 15. That is the player that he did not. I mean, dude, if you see a guy get 183 yards, you're assuming he ripped off a 40-yard run, a 50. He did not have a run over 15 yards. And it's because at least your back end was coming up and tackling after your linebackers had been whiffed and your defensive tackles and edges have been completely blown off the ball. But in the team building thing with Osa is a good pass rushing 3-tech. Get up the field. He's been at his best when this Dallas team could get teams into 3rd and long and go rush the passer. Well, now they're not getting it. No, they're not getting a single team into 3rd and long. And if they do, 3rd and long for this defense is 3rd and 4. Like if you get them in 3rd and 4, you feel like you got a chance. So I just think the entire team's in a tough spot because the offense, you got to remember, these guys are humans. They have emotions and feelings, and like they want to win, and like their paychecks on the line and all of these things. Like when they look back at the season, they know this defense is a problem. I promise you that. Everyone in the building knows it. They're not going to start pointing fingers publicly because obviously you got to save face. You don't want this to turn, but there's got to be a little bit of tension there. There's got to be. Yeah. There's no way the offense isn't saying, bro, this is getting insane. Like, can we get a stop? Just one to give us a chance. And somebody did point out, yes, Dallas did get a stop at the very in the 4th quarter, right? There was one stop in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
It was because Xavier Legette was was the illegal formation.
Yeah.
And then Dowdle had a false start, and that was it.
Dowdle had some plays where he tried to help you. The on the interception, he hit somebody late.
Yep.
Helped you there.
The Maris sack, he was supposed to pick up it in blitz coverage, and he missed. He whiffed.
Yeah.
Why Maris got around.
Hey, I want to talk about Maris Leafau. I am worried about him. If he's not playing forward, it's bad, Zach. That's another, but we'll get to him.
So I got a question for you, though.
Forward. Yes.
Let's say it's not Eberflus, right? So Eberflus has his idea of the scheme that he's running, right?
Yeah.
We look at the offensive line, and with Mike Solari, and I think about how bad that group was compared to kind of what we see this year, right?
Yeah.
Because of the position coach, because of the technique that they're teaching them, and like guys just, you could kind of sense the frustration with Zach Martin and Terrence Steele and like the regression of some of these guys. Like, what are these secondary coaches teaching technique wise? And what is Eberflus agreeing with? And what, like, that's my question. Because, dude,
I got to answer.
A bad player.
Who's that?
Bland's not a bad player, but like for him to be playing 8 yards off the ball of Hunter Renfrow doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense.
That got you. So I'm glad that you got to that place. So I want to talk about, let's talk about the secondary, Zach. That's a great point. That was the play of the game. And, I think so many people have coined Bland as, man, he can just go in the slot. And this is why last week I was telling, did I talk to you about this pregame? I don't think that I did, but this is why. And you cooking, by the way, Zach. I actually just tweeted out your point about the Rico carry, so I stole that from you. Thanks for the layup. Man, I'll say this, bro. I'll start with Diggs before I get to Bland. I really do believe that if you wanted to play tighter and play more man and play, I don't think that you could, because the secondary is really bad. Like, and now I'll say this, anybody who's been following me, you guys know it's gotten to the point where I don't even talk about Diggs anymore, because if I do, it'll look like that I'm, giving Diggs a hard time or hating. It's not that. He can't move. Like on the double move that he got beat, and I think they called it on Reddy Stewart, but I was like, bro, Diggs clearly grabbed what's your name? Yeah. Where it was just like, bro, Diggs was beat. But it's that play. It's how he tackles. There was a play where he had a chance to get Rico to the ground. He didn't want to tackle there. This is 1000% Diggs' last year. Bland, I think it's a little bit of, he didn't have camp, but now you're 6 games in. So is that really an excuse? And the scheme, I will give you the scheme and the coaching. I don't even know who the DB coach is. What's the DB coach's name, chat? I know he isn't Al Harris, but it also goes to show you that maybe these guys aren't on the same page. Like they aren't. And I was of the mindset, and I said this, we'll go get you a piece. Man, I don't think this team's a piece away now, Zach. Like, this team is bad across the board. Then Elam. Let's talk about Elam. Kyer Elam. It just seems like whenever he's on the field, I kind of feel bad for the guy, because we go through the whole training camp, man. He held the baby up at camp. He's like, man, yeah, we got us one in Kyer Elam. And Bills fans are like, just wait till it matters. These are Bills fans telling us this.
Yeah.
Bills fans like, little do these Cowboys fans know, they're going crazy. And it didn't take long. Like with Kyer Elam, here goes my stat in every game. And it didn't happen this game because he really didn't play that much. But in every game, Zach, he's given up a pass for 20 plus yards that like he started or got those touches. Yeah. Obviously the Jets game, because he didn't play that much. But, to answer your Bland point, I think that Bland is still a good player. He's the one that I'm just not going to give up on. It's just, got to have better awareness. I mean, he has moments where he gets beat. He gets beat on those fade football. Like, he gets beat on fade balls. He's going to get beat on fade balls. There's times where he doesn't play the ball well. And then on that one to Hunter Renfrow, bro. Hunter Renfrow, you can't. I'm watching the Bucks in San Fran. Like I told you, there's no time this year that I've seen the Cowboys defensive football where they get their hand in there and knock it away. I don't think if there's a time that's happened this year, Zach, remind me, because I just don't remember it. and so that's literally, chat. That's where we are with this defense. The defense is Dak, Pray, GP, and they tried. Like the offense and George Pickens, like the way he's playing, bro. George Pickens, I know they said on the broadcast, Rico was the best player on the field, and that could be argued. I mean, Rico, I gotta give Rico respect. One thing I'm not gonna do is be fake, bro. Rico went out there, said he was gonna run all over you, and he did.
Yep.
Whether I don't think Rico's this amazing player, but he did it. And this is where I'm like, bro, fire Eberflus, but these players gotta play better. Like, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It's awful, dude. Yeah, I feel for Elam too. Yeah, but there was one play, and I'm gonna go back and watch it on the all 22, like live at the time. There was a quick hitch to Tedderoa McMillan at the sticks, right? Diggs is playing 5-6 yards off. Used to, I think Diggs gets a chance at picking the ball because he's baiting, but he doesn't have the ability to click and close anymore. Like, he just cannot get there, and he gets there, but it's a half a step too late. He used to get there a step early. And that was when he was, all those, he had the pick 6 against the Eagles, like in early 2021. Like, I don't think he can physically do that anymore. He can't physically bait the quarterback into making a throw. Like, I like to think back to this, when they played the Panthers in Dallas with Sam Darnold. He baits Darnold in throwing one across the middle, and then it's not open at all. Like, I just don't think he can do that. I also don't think this defense probably gives him the roam and the free ability to do that. But like there was a throw down the sideline, I think at the beginning of the third quarter after half, and like
I'm pretty sure Zach was just saying about the Diggs is
it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time.
No, go ahead. I wanted to hear your point, Zach, before you got a little. What you were saying something else about Diggs and just
he just doesn't have the ability to click and close anymore, and roam and do the things that he used to. Like, what made him a really good player? He was never this man up, bump and run type corner. Like, he could do a lot of things in zone as well, but he just can't do that now. He physically can't do it. Like, and I get more irritated too with the confusion on the back end. Like, why are guys still confused? Like, why are we still confused? We're in week 6, bro.
Week 6.
Like, we cannot have people like I think it was Tet down the side. No, Jimmy Horn. The one on Jimmy Horn motions around. Like, and then I can't remember who the corner was, but like the corner's throwing his hand up like he has help over the top. Like, why is someone not there? And then the safety's throwing his hand out like, why aren't you here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was Reddy Stewart was right there. He was kind of like you said, in no man's land. It's just not good defense. And so I'm telling you, my fear is I'm just a big proponent of take a deep breath. It's never as bad as it seems. It's never as good as it seems. And you don't want to just keep changing coaches, because here's the problem. You change. This is what I see. So it's gotten so bad that you probably need to do something with Eberflus. The issue is, for me, that until you give this defensive coordinator, first of all, Matt Eberflus, let's be honest, let's call it straight. He thought he would have Micah Parsons. I don't want to keep bringing up Micah Parsons. I don't really care to do that, right? But like, bro, at the end of the day, like, let's be honest. Let's be let's be real. He thought he would have Micah Parsons. He thought he would have better rush. He hasn't, and the rush has been bad. Like, bro, Sam Williams, come on, man. Like, Sam Williams, bro, hasn't made a play. Hasn't made a play. At least you see Marshawn Nealon making tackles.
He made one on Jordan Love, and it was face mask.
Yeah. He had a penalty today. He'll do that.
Yeah.
Sam is good for a penalty. Even Shamar James really couldn't get home today. So you see these things, you're like, you just don't have the rush. Kenny Clark had a good rush, but that was really it. Okay, cool. So now you look on the second level, which I know I can raise my hands at. I thought this linebacker core would be a strength. It's been a negative. It's been a negative. Fowler, terrible. I don't even There's just at this point, it's just been a waste of money. The line Marist, I wanted to see Marist. I still want to see Marist grow and give him the rest of this year, but there are just so many times where he just looks out of position and he misses a lot of tackles, bro. We got to talk about him. Like, man, Marist misses a lot of tackles, Zach.
He's either going to lay the guy out and kill him or he's going to miss it. Like, that's kind of like where it is with Marist. And I don't know. I haven't watched Voch speak on the game today, but somebody said, I'm with Voch. The defense needs to be taken down to the studs and rebuilt. Like, it kind of does. Like, they need to just strip this thing down and try in the draft. And we're going to do draft coverage. Don't worry. I mean, we're probably going to talk nothing but defense. All right. At least the first round with those first 2 picks. Because it really does, bro. It just needs players. And I really doubt they give Eberflus another year. It doesn't matter what kind of, like, the Cowboys are not going to willingly admit our personnel was so bad, you stay with that bad of a year. Like, they're gonna move on and try to, like, Shoddy's not going to sit on that for another year. Not happening. But it does. It needs to be completely leveled. And let's start over. Like, you have your core pieces in Bland. You have your second round picks in Ezaraku and Marshawn Nealon. Like, Sam Williams' contract's done. Like, it just needs to be wiped clean. Donovan Wilson's done after this year. Malik Hooker's done. And let's just start over.
Yeah.
I don't want to be negative the whole time. The offense was really good today. Dude, Pickens is a monster. That dude is a monster.
Let's talk about him, man.
So he was giving Mike Jackson hell over there all day long. They couldn't, and he's just funny. Like, you got to admit, George Pickens is really funny.
Watching him play football is like hilarious.
Dude, on that one, he had the ball like in his hand, like an ice cream cone, pretty much on the top of the football, and he's jumping up in the air, just stiff arming. It's so funny, bro. So funny. He's almost like too lanky for his own good sometimes. Like, I'm not even sure he knows how to use his body, but he does to be a good receiver. It's just so funny to me.
Bro, I've seen people say there's no way that you're going to keep him. I was listening to something like, you're only going to have him for a year. I don't think that, because I don't see this defense being good next year either. Like, even with the rookies, I think it'll be one of the things where you're praying and literally hoping that the defense can just be manageable and do like it. I think it's going to be a lot of years to come, at least for the next 2 years, which is sad, but it's going to be, man, you hope that the defense can just get stops. I mean, bro, this is Bryce Young, who, I'll just be honest, we talked about it on stream last week where I said, man, yeah, I was wrong about Bryce Young. He's not great. Boom, goes out, throws for 3 touchdowns. Like, he didn't have a lot of yardage, but you couldn't get him off his spot, where at least when you had Micah, you sped him up all game. You couldn't do that today.
They didn't ask him to really do anything. Like, Rico would run it down. Dude, anytime that they had to get back there and actually drop back pass, it was over. Like, they could not do anything, even against this defense. But the fact that they could just march their way down the field with an 8-yard run, 10-yard run, 8-yard run, 7-yard run, then they would just hit you with play action. Everybody's done sold out on the run because they've been getting beat so bad. And then next thing you know, the guy's just wide open or somebody's getting lost in zone. Bryce Young, bro. Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce. Yeah. But to your offensive point, let's talk about this offense. You're right. Let's talk about something positive. Although to me, this loss is like, yeah, this is gonna be this is a sting, especially after the tie. The offense, Zach, is literally, that's your only hope, and that's the beauty of sports. You do have hope. It sounds like CeeDee's gonna play next week. That they targeted him and Booker to be back for the Commanders game. I want to ask you, Zach, what have you been more impressed with? The fact that George Pickens was able to step up, the fact that Dak is able to play high, because make no mistake about it, Dak had another MVP performance. There are going to be people, that last drive, man, shut up. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Dak was masterful at times throughout this game, changing plays. I'll be honest, as bad as I hated the last drive from Shoddy, I can't hold it against him. Shoddy was great. They were great this game. Mm-hmm. As a play caller, you're going to have a drive or two where you're not going to, like, this isn't Madden. You're not going to score every time. So who has been like, because I'm going to tell you this, man. I love what George Pickens has added to this team.
I would re-sign him tomorrow. Like that,
Yeah.
it's just simple. Dude, could you imagine what this team would really be like if Lamb was gone and you didn't have Pickens? Can you really can you imagine? Dude, they're
Yeah,
getting
bro.
beat by 30 every single week, like no doubt about it. And Pickens had 9 for 168, a touchdown, 11 targets, which is perfect. Dude, a number one receiver in this offense with the way that they operate it with 11 targets is going to be money, especially if they're in sync. But I honestly, with offense, it's got to be Schottenheimer. Like, I know, dude, I was so livid at that very last group of that sequence of plays that they had before the punt. I was really mad about it.
Yeah.
But, bro, they did that. Pickens was that efficient throughout the game. And what was the rushing? Dallas averaged 1.6 yards on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we remember what this offense looked like when they couldn't run the ball at all? Like, I think they should have abandoned it more at times.
Yeah.
Dallas had 31 yards
They
on
were
the
saying
ground,
that.
bro.
You spot on, Zach. They were saying that during the continue, but they were saying it during the TV broadcast. Like,
Yeah,
get away
like,
from it.
You lost by 3 with the worst defense in the league and averaging 1.6 yards on the ground. That's how good your offense is. That's how explosive your offense is, and it's because of Pickens and Dak, really. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Javonte Williams has been great the first 5
Yeah,
weeks.
no,
They
yeah.
just couldn't
They couldn't
run the
block
ball.
it
They
up.
got bullied. They got bullied up front. Simple as that. Like, hey, go trade for Derek Brown. But
Yeah.
they just got ran over, and Pickens had all the yards. Ferguson was next with 3 for 30.
I thought Fergie played well. I
He did.
thought he made some good plays. Yeah. I
But
thought
bro, they have
Fergie
that
played
one
well.
guy, and I just want to mention the leading receiver for Carolina was Rico, and he had 56. Tommy Tremble, their tight end, was the next one with 39 receiving yards.
Bro, that's where I know we keep going back to this defense.
I know it's so hard to not talk about it because, like, yeah, the offense played great. They put up 27, but the defense,
bro, literally seeing Rico lead them in receiving is just like that's not good. So you got a Commanders team coming in next week that is better than Carolina on offense. It's going to be tough. I still think they'll be in the game because of this Dallas offense, but this one hurts. You know, we're going to talk about it. I still believe this with CD coming back, with GP playing, and he's coming. I mean, like, that dude is here. He's arrived. There's no way I feel like that the team is just going to go in a full tank mode. Like, they'll probably win a few games they're not supposed to. And they were favorites today and they lost. You know what I mean? And so I want to talk about Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass. I thought that you said it, Zach. They weren't able to run the ball, and this was probably one of those games where I think Shotty, if he goes back to his call sheet, would say, like on those field goal drives, like, let's just abandon it. Like, Dak had 25 attempts. 34 attempts. I mean, I hate saying this because this is me talking out of both sides of my neck. You want balance, but this is probably where, man, you know what, Shai, let's just let Dak throw it 40 times, you know.
and there comes a point where the running game becomes detrimental to the passing game. Like, you're constantly passing out a second 8, third 9 because your run game's so bad.
Yeah.
You know,
you weren't able to get it. I mean, watching it, and I'm gonna rewatch. I haven't went to my rewatch yet. Being real with y'all, bro, I thought that Hoffman and TJ Bass, Zach, have been like really good backups, man. Go get them. Man, today was just not it, bro. Like, today, they couldn't move Derek Brown. They couldn't move Ashawn Robinson. They couldn't move who was the other guy who he knifed through like 3 times? Defensive tackle. They just couldn't move him. And for the Panthers, and you know, it was just one of those things where it's like, all right, abandoned mission, right? You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's get him. Bobby Brown, abandoned mission. Zach.
Yep, that's what it felt like. Here's the funny thing. For Dallas, it was don't run the ball again, and for the Panthers, it was don't ever throw the ball again, because when either team did that, it went the wrong way. Like, the minute that the Panthers were like, okay, we're going to hit them with play action, we're going to bootleg, it didn't turn out okay. just hand the ball to Rico and let's go down the field. And for Dallas, it was do not hand the ball off at all at any point in this game. Throw it to Pickens. And it really does hurt to not have your interior guys, because now you're starting to get into those, like Cooper Beebe's been out a couple of weeks and Bass was in there for another week. It starts to catch up with you.
You saw the lack of strength. No movement.
Yeah, like it starts to catch up with you. Like, yeah, you can make it work for a week, but when you're playing a guy like Derek Brown on the interior that is a literal monster, like he's gonna push Brock Hoffman around, dude. Like it's just it's what's gonna happen. No matter how much you double team him and do this and that, like their players will start affecting games.
Bro, Brock Hoffman easily played his worst game of the season. He was bad, bro. Brock was wasn't getting backside cutoffs. He could get literally no movement. Like this was the game that showed you why he's a backup. And he's been a great backup, but these guys are backups for a reason. You want Cooper Beebe in there, you want Tyler Booker in there, moving guys. Zach, let's talk to the chat a little bit. Chat, we love y'all, man. We took a tough L, but we'll still be here. Like Zach said, especially when draft talk comes, where I don't think it's time to get into that bag just quite yet, Zach. Obviously this week is definitely gonna feel like the sky is falling, and we'll talk to. I mean, we'll hear from this. I mean, listen, Shoddy, I did like his presser. I'm gonna go listen to it again. He was very upfront about the issues that the Cowboys had. I think he knows, but now it's, if you're asking me, how do we address it? So let's get to some of these supers. Chat, we want to talk back to you all. Zach, you got time or?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Yeah.
Solid Duck, thank you for the $19. How the F do you let Rico Suave do that? Everything about it led up to this game as result. Everything about this game led up the defensive position. Hey, Solid Duck, I'll just answer this and say, I agree, bro. I don't have any philosophy, like anything that come out of the heavens from my philosophy, bro. Rico told you he was gonna run all over you, and he ran all over you.
Yeah, that's probably the worst part.
And leading and receiving is crazy,
bro. He won them the game. He had 200
leading them.
I thought around 56 in there.
They don't have another receiver. That's crazy. Let me look this up for myself.
No, bro, their leading receiver was Jimmy Horn, 2 for 36. I mean, Tet had 2 touchdowns, so that made it feel like he had a bigger game than he did, but he had 3 catches and 2 of them were touchdowns. And that's because your safeties were getting lost in the back of the end zone.
Craziest work, Zach. Eberflus has to go. C Black can't keep putting 6 and 59 on the field. Never. So, okay, this is what I'm glad you brought this up, C Black. Get ready for the draft. Money back. Get money back for yeah, you know what? Thank you for the $5 C Black. So here's where we are, guys. Who you want to play? Because last week you didn't want to play Jack Sanborn. This week you know what I mean? It's getting low. I mean, is it you want to put Damone Clark out there? Who do you want to play? Because that's what you got. That's what I mean by I don't think the players are that good.
That's why I'm starting to lean with the players too, because like we're in week 6, right? Like we've, with injuries and guys getting hurt here and there, like we've kind of cycled through everybody that's on this 53-man roster. And whoever you say, okay, well, don't play 6 or 59, like the name that you say after that doesn't ever make me feel any better than, but that's really where it is with defense. Like who are you going to put on? Like, dude, Kenneth Murray is getting you killed in the run game, and he's just not a good pass defender. 6 is helping you in the run game, but he isn't a good pass defender.
Yeah. And
you're just in a tough spot. And that's why we kind of like, I am starting to give a little bit of grace to Eberflus, but I don't know. I ain't even going to say, I don't know. That's where we're at.
Last week, everybody wanted Jack Sanborn all the field. And I said, bro, it could look worse without him. Jack Sanborn didn't play this week. So now who you going to blame? And this is why I was saying you are thin at these positions, Zach. And then this team has let's call a space, because now this is when I get like frustrated, because you've been with me, you guys know I've been trying to draft this team a safety high for some years. It's now to me no longer a position that you can just, man, we can just get a 5th round pick and he can just no, bro. Like, you know what I mean, Zach? Like,
Yeah.
you can, but I'm gonna tell you something else. You probably miss Malik Hooker in this game. As bad as it's been, because who you gonna put down? They don't want to put Bell in there. They don't. That's not his. Bell is another box safety. So you don't have a guy who can play on the roof. You don't.
No,
Not
you don't.
one.
And then you have an aging Malik Hooker when
Yeah.
he does. Like, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. These guys, these coaches, I know, like they are at the top of their game, but like they see these guys in practice, dude. Like, and if you think what's bad out there, they're starting what's bad. What do you think's behind it? It's just not enough talent. It just doesn't. The NFL rosters don't go that deep, and it stinks.
And Zach, and it starts with guys you expected to play better, like Trevon Diggs. And this is why people say, Foots, you don't like Diggs. What reason? What good does it do for me not to like Diggs? I would need him to play great. Trust me. It makes my job, your job, us doing content, our job a lot easier when Trevon Diggs plays. Yeah, we're having fun. This ain't fun. Now we got to talk about a miracle. 6 gave up 2 TDs in coverage, ready for the 2026 draft. AC Black will be with you, bro. Much love to you. I solely put blame on Jerry for hiring Flus and trading Parsons a week before the season started. I read this wrong. Sorry, Eric. I solely put the blame on Jerry for hiring Flus and trading Micah Parsons a week before the season started due to his feelings being hurt. The Jones family has held this team back for years now, sadly. I don't want to do that. I think that Micah didn't want to be here. He said this much. And I think that, I don't know.
I think it's tough to put the blame on Jerry and them for the Flus hiring. Now, I can't say waiting a week before the season. Like that got to a point.
Yeah, I'll pick it up for Zach. I don't think that that's a Jerry thing. You know what I mean? And then not to mention, Micah versus the run isn't going to be you're not looking at Micah.
This is how I feel about. Okay. I can't put the blame on Jerry for hiring Flus because Flus has had good defenses, bro. Like,
yeah,
he has had good NFL defenses. And you know, I can give him crap for trading Micah a week before, but Micah, sadly, I'm not sure he really helps this team all that much.
No,
I think your problems are a lot deeper than an elite edge guy. Like, yeah, you might be able to get off the field here and there, but overall, you're going to be giving up numbers at an insane clip still because you can't stop the run. Dude, Rico, like, that had nothing to do with Bryce Young today or your pass defense, really. I mean, yeah, your pass defense gave up some touchdowns when it got into crunch time by then, but you just got smoked on the ground before you got there.
I was about to say, like, and as much as I'm giving hell to the corners, which I don't think they've been good, you know, Blaine didn't get stopped when he needed to the whole 9. Bro, this game is about your front 7, and particularly for me, your linebackers. I just think that this game is on the linebackers. I don't think that they know what they're doing fit-wise. I think they're a tick slow, and that's going to continue to happen. And the Commanders run the ball exactly like the Panthers. Man, they run the ball, you know, with those funky gap schemes. They're going to gas you. And, you know, with Krosky, Merritt, they're not trying to go out and throw the ball for 300 yards. I mean, I don't even know if Bryce Young threw over 200 yards, bro. Matter of fact, I don't think he did.
199.
Right. Under another, I made this point when we spoke.
I don't know how he got 199.
Bro.
Don't feel like it.
They literally just hand the ball off, watch Rico run through you. So, you know, it's tough. Zach, is there anything else? Well, I think we got another super. Is there anything else you want to talk about, buddy? It's a good show today.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah. Thank you for the 2 hours.
I'm going to tell everybody this right now. Get used to it this year because I'm not sure they're going to make a move. If they do, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Here's my number one thing. If you're going to make just one move, don't make it. If you're going to make a
Yeah.
series of moves to try to figure this thing out, and you really want to, it needs to be more than one thing. One guy's not fixing this. One defensive coordinator firing and trading for one guy, it's not going to do it. It's going to have to be a series of moves, and you got to really just, it's either going to crash and burn or it's going to work slightly, and maybe you give your team a chance. But if you're going to make one move and it's going to be a guy for whatever cheap, don't do it. Just let it be. And it's going to be like this for the rest of the year, I think.
Just sink with the Titanic. Yeah. Go down with the ship. I'm with you. That's a great point, Zach. You made some really good points today. Zach, if you're going to make a move, you need to, first of all, not be scared to come off of picks. I said I would go get dude from the Titans. They lost again today. Jeff Simmons. I go get Simmons in a heartbeat. I would come off my second round pick for what? You haven't even hit on your second round picks. Go get Jeff Simmons and give him, roll down the brakes trunk or pick up his contract, whatever you gotta do. So now you got two pillars in the middle of your defense, and then like you said, maybe go get a Demario Davis, go get somebody else that can help the defense. So you get two moves. If it's a corner that's, you know, I was reading somewhere that Tariq Woolen he's made available, right? Cool. But whatever you need to do to fix the defense, you got to fix it. But if not, you're just gonna do one thing, just ride it out, be bad, or be and like I said, Dallas is gonna win games because Dak is gonna be able to get you to some wins. Is it under 500? Maybe, because the defense is under 500. The offense is really good, but the defense is under 500. So that's where I'm at with it.
I think that's exactly where the team is like the defense is 32nd and the offense is first. So like you're probably a 500 team, but the offense can't consistently play like it does. Like your offense is not going to be number one every single week, but your defense can sure be 32nd every single week. Like, so you're probably looking at just right under 500.
Nah, yeah, that's what you're looking at. Hey, y'all. Love you guys so much. Run this back. Thank you, Sleeper. Let me look at a few picks. Let's talk about Sleeper for a second. Maybe talk about a few picks that I may make tonight in this Sunday night game, because I'm gonna watch football. Now the Cowboys aren't gonna stop me from watching football. Jared Goff has a play on there. You guys see my whatchamacallit. There's actually a way that I could. Maybe we'll have this hooked up to the screen next time. I can show you. Jared Goff has a play on there for Sleeper, guys. I think I will play that. The 0.5 is a freebie for tonight. I think I would go anytime touchdown with Gibbs. I think I would do that. Tyquan Thornton over 27 yards. That looks like a freebie. So there's some really good plays for tonight when you guys are watching Sunday Night Football. And then again, Sleeper just has such a cool app. It's so streamlined. I love it. They even let you see the highlights, the whole nine. I like this. Isaiah Pacheco one is pretty cool. Over 31 rushing yards more. So I think I will play that. But all in all, we love you all. We had good numbers in here, up to 700 people. So thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Tough times, man. It's tough, but at the end of the day, it's always go Cowboys. We love you all. Hey, we'll be back to talk about this at some point during the week. Me and Zach will be getting together with Fanside to check out the work we do over there, and also draft season. You guys know that's a big thing for me and Zach. I'll say this: we're working on some things to get back to the Senior Bowl and give you guys some great content. So love you all. See you guys next time. Zach.
See y'all.
All right. Peace.